Hey guys, it's Will. So this might be the best stock that you're overlooking in 2025. And I know that when we're talking about all these stocks, I get it, right? There's all these videos about investing in AI, and it probably feels risky. You're hearing about all these global conflicts, the market volatility, and now everybody's hyping up AI like it's this next big gold rush while we have tariffs and inflation. So let's be real. Who wants to throw their hard earned money into something they don't fully understand? And the last thing that you want in any of these videos that we make on YouTube is for you to be gambling on companies that are tied to governments that you don't even trust. So that's why today we're going to focus on US based AI companies that actually make sense, that are competing with a lot of some of the innovators like in China. This isn't about like FOMO, it's not chasing hype, it's about making some smart and strategic moves that will finally get you ahead without having to worry about the geopolitical risks or some of the things that are happening overseas. So let's get into it. Today we're going to be looking at this stock. It's called C3.Ai. And I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking like AI sounds cool, but I'm not like super well versed on Silicon Valley, or why should I care? Just note, this is not just another AI stock. This seems to be not just like a tech startup. They're helping real businesses, big ones like Shell and the US Air Force and even Microsoft, optimize operations using AI. So think about this for a second, okay? What if the company that you're in can predict when machinery is going to be expensive or when it's going to break down before that happens? C3 AI does that, and a lot of companies are willing to pay big money to get predictive analysis in AI. And so here's the part about investing in this company. They're solving some real problems. We'll get into some of the company and some of their branding, but also where they're going. And I know where you're coming from if you're looking at AI stocks right now. Again, there's so much like, how much is it going to go up? How much is going to go down? We'll do some analysis in the three-part steps. Let's look at the market. We'll look at the technicals, and then we'll look at the plan. And in the technicals, we'll actually look at the news and the financials. So it can be unstable, guys, to follow stocks that are this volatile. We're talking about maybe a consistent pattern that's slightly uptrending. You could see some of this pattern that's developing. It's not that consistent. It's got this resistance here that it recently just broke down below, is trying to hold, and it broke down below. So you got to be careful investing in any of these companies. Like right now, this company it's at the 200-day moving average, possibly can bounce, but most likely you want to take caution because it looks like it would continue in the direction that it's going, then reverse. So, but one of the things outside of the technicals, RSI MACD kind of indicating a buy, but also, and it's at that 200-day moving average where sometimes it bounces. But when we look at the stock, it's just very volatile. But let's take a look, outside of the technicals, some of the things that you want to look at for C3 AI is like the industry that they're in and some of the growth potential. So, when we're talking about how this stacks up against, for example, China AI, China has AI surveillance because why? That's their bread and butter. They have the facial recognition, smart cities, AI-driven security systems. They want to know what all of their citizens are doing at every moment. Now, on the other side, we've got that's a big AI company. Like for example, SenseTime. SenseTime from China is a similar company. This company is U.S. based, but they're focusing in the US, and they are, I would say, going to be more aligned with human rights and being a company that's optimizing things like equipment failures, energy grids, or making sure that the capitalistic approach of the US, the companies that are building themselves in the US, are using AI to improve. And so this could be widespread from big companies down to smaller companies. They have C3 AI software. So while China, a lot of AI companies might focus on control, they might focus on predictive software that's for surveillance technology. And And Chinese stocks are pretty risky because we slap a tariff or something like that, and then their whole economy goes crazy, um, and can wipe out some gains overnight. This is a company in the US that has development tools that will apply to, you can see their AWS, Microsoft, Google. They're working with supply chain, defense and intelligence, yes, but also financial services, state and local government. Some of the US companies that are going to be using this company, it's a subscription based model. So that's recurring revenue for this company. So let's take a look at what their outside of their software. Let's take a look at their financials here. So you can see their subscription based revenue, but you can see they've been beating revenue consistently. They've been beating their earnings per share. The revenue is up 28% year over year, about 94 million. Their net income still negative there on that quarter, but it's up 5% year over year. So it's doing better. Net profit margins, they're doing better, up 26%. So not only is it US government, but it's going to definitely be some of those bigger companies we saw them partnered with, like Microsoft and Shell and what have you. And while the reason you could compare to some of the other Chinese companies that are in AI that have similar abilities, we're talking about while the government's throwing billions of dollars in the US into a lot of these AI companies, C3.Ai is pretty well positioned to be in both sectors of government backing and also the commercial side of things. And so I like that about the company. And when you look at C3.Ai is just about 3.6 billion. So they're still relatively pretty small. And you can see some of where they're investing, maybe a little bit in robotics. That looks interesting. But anyway, the market cap's there. And then if you take a look at, for example, like SenseTime stock, this is that Chinese company that you can see here, and they're 69 billion. They've grown quite a bit. I don't know what their year looks like. Yeah, it's consistent growth. It's kind of like a comparable stock, but in the Chinese market. And they're much bigger. They're about 4,000 employees, whereas according to last report, C3.Ai was about 1,000. So that's something to consider. But one of the things that you gotta wonder is, from a financial perspective, we see improvements. Maybe you haven't considered C3.Ai and you're looking at it now. I think it's more of a hidden opportunity over the next few years. And I do think if you're going to invest in it for the next few years, potentially I will be getting in a position here with C3.Ai. I think I want to act soon. I don't want to miss out on some of the companies that are going to impact AI growth. And so there's less skepticism when investing in AI companies. I choose to invest in more US based companies as opposed to other markets because the US base seems to be the most consistent in its growth. And that's why I'll be looking to invest here in C3.Ai as well. So the reason I bring that up is because there's a lot of talk recently. Oh, China is a big dominator in AI. But I think we're one of the hardest hitting AI developing countries. We are the most powerful when it comes to the backing that we have towards AI. And I think that when it comes to companies like C3.Ai, we were looking at Big Bear AI, there's SoundHound AI for sure. You got OpenAI, ChatGPT. These are things that are going to carry much of the innovation, and this company fits into that. I think it's a great way to get ahead of the market. You should watch this one closely, C3.AI. You can see it's sold off a little bit. When it comes to trading it, we'll be doing some near-term trades most likely this week. If that sounds like something that you'd like to dive into and take some of these AI stocks more seriously, and maybe you've been meaning to be more disciplined with your investments, or you need some extra consultation to help you get your portfolio on the right track with the right and proper strategy, then I encourage you to check out StockMate. It's the second link down below. We're going live tomorrow at market open at 6:30 a.m. And if you get in right now, there's a sale. You can surround yourself with other traders and investors. Get everything that comes along with StockMate. We post our earnings for the week with price targets on everything. So you can see here, we have price targets. We do market analysis in the most innovative markets like space, tech, quantum and what have you. And here's just an example of how our earnings look for the week so that we call out the best companies. And then on top of that, there's books available. There's options, crypto, technical analysis, fundamental analysis lessons as well. And then you can get into the Profitable Trader ebook there as well. So alongside our daily sessions, we also have learning materials. So pathway to growing your mindset here and how to differentiate between ordinary and profitable in your trading. So your mindset, ordinary mindset here versus profitable mindset. You can hear some of my trading story. I wrote this book before ChatGPT even existed, so I can tell you that it's very well written. Example of a trading plan, and you can go into emotional IQ. We like to talk about how to set, a plan, more of the mindset as well. Emotional IQ is a big deal when it comes to investing in the markets. And so if you'd like to kind of get those things on track, there's also some fill in the blank if you'd like to work on yourself and build a success plan. It's in there as well. So that's all included in StockMate along with the daily live sessions. And if you want to be a part of some of these moments, maybe you looked at Tesla stock, Nvidia, and seen some of the explosive growth in the space tech industry, and you'd like to be a part of that and get those companies on your radar early, then just get in. Don't second guess whether you're in the right investments. Surround yourself with the right traders and investors. StockMate's the place. It's the second link in the description. So thank you guys so much for watching. If I earned your thumbs up, hit that like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.